Is applying to more than two specialty a wrong move? No, it is the right move, especially if you have a decreased chance of matching. I create a video on YouTube. It was a really short, like 7-minute video that I went through and explained 10 key things that you need to do if you're dual applying, which includes 2 different personal statements, different letters of recs from each specialty, different conferences. But yes, you should do it if you have step failures, if you maybe have a lot of gaps, if you're non-traditional, because that's unfortunately how it is. Now, I'm not going to say it's a requirement. I had people that I advised that even with a step failure, they had a complex failure. And they were like, what? I'm very set on psychiatry. I can not even think of applying family medicine on internal medicine. I'm just going to go for it. And I was like, okay, you're like, I'm just an advisor. It's your application. It's not what I would do, but we talked about the pros and cons. This is your life. Really good practice for me in psychiatry. I cannot control. This is your life, your application. She didn't, and she matched. She got so many interviews. I was so proud of her. She, like, matching wasn't even a surprise because she had so many interviews, and that's with a failure. So it's a whole look at your application. It's not like you have to do apply. That's not how it is. There's a lot of thinking and a lot of there's a lot of nuances. Check out that video. And I think I have everyone on Instagram that I just made tons of sounds. This one I can throw in. It's the residency application tips. I'm going to throw in the chat. Well, that's not helpful. Let me copy link. This is the first one. I have a blog post talking about preparing your residency application and has all the residency videos with like how to talk about red flags, how to think about some of your previous stated effects are no longer available. I didn't even know I had effects. How to talk about your leave of absence. So like really focus on the letter of recs, sub-Is, step 2, stuff like that. Step 3 if you're an IMG. Do step 3 if you're an IMG. Please. That's how you differentiate yourself. If you already have step 3 done, boom, program doesn't have to worry about it. Because I get that question a lot is, do I need to take step 3? If you're an IMG, please take it. Like you're going to differentiate yourself. You're going to make the program happy because they don't have to worry about giving you time off to study and all that. So just throwing that out there, because a huge difference regarding people who have step 3 and getting interviews and people who don't have step 3. It's just like the good comparison is step 2. Please, if you're a USMD, take your step now, or at least in the next 2 to 3 months. I had people that reached out to me being like, hey, I just got my step 2 and it was a failure, and it's September. It is October. They didn't get any interviews until they either retook and then they were able to successfully soap, but don't put yourself through that, please. Or I had a lot of people that I knew that also had to like remove their application and reapply the following cycle. And they didn't match, by the way, because that was the first time I advised. They didn't pass step 2. They took a leave of absence, improved research year, all that, were able to match in their chosen specialties. And in that blog post, if you go to my profile link, it's like one of the first ones of the list of blog posts is like applying to residency. So like I said, I have them separated: applying to residency, interviewing, all my videos. I even have I record our mock interviews, and with permission, I remove their voice and their picture and just me doing the interviews. Mock interviews. Let's just get into mock interviews. Even though it's a while, but I can talk about quick things that I saw all the time doing mock interviews. Look towards the camera, because it is not fun when I'm talking. And I could have the coolest facial techniques and everything, but like, no, there's a disconnect there, isn't there? So, number 1, easy, practice with recordings on the same computer. Like you can do Zoom record and see if you were talking. When I do mock interviews, I record it and send it to the people I just did mock interviews with to show them Like, hey, are you looking at yourself? What do you think of the of your statements? Of course, I also provide a lot of feedback. So in that blog post, it says like the pre-recorded mock interviews, and then I have a course where it has even more additional, and I'll be adding those. So like right now, it's an additional, I think, 4 or 5. Plus, the interview course also comes with like my residency app just for mock interviews and how to pre-prepare like specific questions and how to tell your story, talk about values and strengths and specific situations, so stuff like that. But since I did a lot of mock interviews this year, I'll be adding them mostly to that course. So hopefully by the time like this residency interview cycle comes, there's that course should have at least 10 additional to the ones I post on YouTube. That question. SCE versus research ear from networking. So, like I said, meet with me for an advising appointment for individual. I please look at my blog posts for overall guidance for every single common thing. But if you're in a gap year, whether if it's a research year, healthcare reason, that is your opportunity to get research, to interview, to make those connections, go to conferences, find your purpose, whether if that is volunteering, do what you are passionate about because that's what they want. And it's another thing for your ERAS. So, like when I was in my gap year, leave of absence during medical school, I had to work. See my leave of absence video, but long story short, is that I had to work. So I decided, hey, I used to be really passionate and still am passionate about dancing. Let's get my Zumba certificate and I'll start teaching Zumba classes. And then that morphed into how can I help my community? I'm going to give virtual Zoom classes